All set, love?
Yeah, nearly.
Your appointment's 1:30.
I know, I just want to have a quick
look,
look
I
and
said
see...
they won't print anything in the newspaper. It's sub judice, so they can't.
So why did that reporter ask all those questions?
He was just being nosy. Now, come on, love, we've been over all this.
I know, it's just that with Henry and Sarah having to give evidence as well, I feel like the whole world's ganging up against me.
Well, all that's behind you. Today you meet your barrister and get a bit of muscle on your side, right? So come on, let's get down there. And put that reporter out of your mind.
Hello, Tate's College. Yeah, Rachel Hughes speaking. Sorry. Look, I don't know anything about all that. Well, how can I possibly know? I wasn't even there. I'm sorry, I've got to go.
Problem?
No, I'm all right.
Doesn't exactly look all right to me.
I'm fine, Chris, honestly.
If you're sure.
Abbey. It's a very popular beauty spot. A summer playground for
Hiya, Kim.
thousands of visitors.
Hiya. Dolly said you're out here. Have you got a moment?
Yeah, sure. I'm only grooming. I could do with a break.
Chris said you've got a vacancy going here.
Well, yes. The stable hand handed in his notice last week. That's why I'm doing this.
So, have you filled the job yet?
I was going to ask around this week, see if I could find someone reliable. Why? Do you know someone who's looking for the job?
Well, I'd like to know more about it myself, actually.
Coffee, Charlie? What, here?
Oh, I see.
Yes, I've still got the keys. OK, then. I'll see you at Demdike later, then. Bye.
Not lining up another tenant, are you, Dolly?
Oh, hi. No, just sorting out a spot of decorating, you know, get the place all right before you and Elsa move in.
Well, I need to speak to you about that.
You've not changed your mind, have you?
No. Well, I haven't.
Does that mean Elsa has?
Look, I don't know what's going through her mind at the moment. I've not had a chance to speak to her properly all weekend.
Well, the rent's not too high, is it? I mean, I was told it was quite reasonable, Nick.
Oh, no, it's fine. And the place is fine. And we will take it, I'm sure. It's just, could you give me a bit longer to try and talk some more sense into her?
I've got to get it sorted, you know, Nick.
It will be, Dolly, it will be. I'm meeting her this lunchtime at the Woolpack. Maybe I can try and get to the bottom of all this.
OK. I would have thought she'd have jumped at it. Chance of a place of your own.
Yeah, so would I.
Kate at the barrister's, eh?
Yeah. Dropped her off about 10 minutes ago. She reckons she'll be there all afternoon. The way things are going, she'll need to be now.
I'm very sorry, Joe. I mean, having to be a witness against her.
It's all right, Henry. Not your fault.
No, it isn't. Joe, if there is...
Will you excuse me, Henry?
Editor didn't seem very interested in my piece on cowpat competition, Mr. Wilkes. Oh, dear. I told him Harold had sent a man down, but he still didn't bite. Don't suppose you need a hand in here, do you? No, I don't. Are you sure? Only it's right melancholy sat in that back room in out to do the nose. Yeah, well, we've all got our problems, haven't we?
It's not just any old job here, you know, Kathy. And my horses are more than just a rich woman's plaything.
Yes, I know that. Thanks.
I really want this place to succeed. If only because a lot of people round here think it won't.
Oh, I know it's important to you, Kim.
Yeah, well, that's what's bothering me about mine and Frank's plans. Well, with me planning to take a career break soon, my old stable hand going was very bad news. I had hoped that one day he might actually help me run the business.
And would you still want that to happen with whoever took over, I mean?
If they were as committed as I wanted, yes. I want someone who can take a part in planning how it all develops. Maybe even become a partner one day. That's why whoever gets this job must be serious about it. It's not just because of Christopher, is it?
Well, it is partly that. He wants to spend as much time with me as possible and thinks that if I work here, the hours will be less than at Emmerdale.
Well, I can see that. But it's not really enough. I need someone who wants to do the job because of the job, not because it allows them more time with their boyfriend. If you're interested because of Christopher and you and he will split up, what happens then?
Oh, it wouldn't be like that, Kim.
OK. So convince me. Not about you and Christopher, about you and this job.
Well, firstly, I love horses. I always have done. I got involved with sheep because of Jackie. You know, it's the two of us working together, trying to build something together. But now I'm just a hired hand at Emmerdale.
I thought you were committed to Emmerdale. Well set up there.
They've been really good to me, and I'm very fond of them. But when it comes down to it, I am just a farm labourer there. There isn't really a future for me. And that's what I really want, Kim. It's a future.
Oh, it's you.
Hello, Nick.
What are you doing here?
I had to go into the village. Do you mind if I join you?
Yeah. I mean, no. Sorry, sit down. Where's Elsa?
I haven't seen her since breakfast. Why?
She said she'd meet me at dinner time.
Sounds important.
It'll keep.
Not that long, judging from the expression on your face. Funnily enough, Elsa's had the same expression on her face this past couple of days. As if something's weighing on her mind.
We can sort it out, Mrs. Feldman.
Is it to do with Demdike? Well, Alan Turner told me this morning that Dolly was looking for long-term tenants. I just put two and two together.
Look, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but, well, it's really mine and Elsa's concern.
In other words, you know what I'll say anyway, so there's no point in discussing it with me.
Look, I do know that you don't approve of me and Elsa living together.
Look, Nick, why don't you try talking to me about things before you decide whether I would or would not approve?
Sorry, Mrs. Feldman. I don't really think there's any point, is there?
I have thought about it, Kim. And it's not just Christopher, although he does have something to do with it. I realised the other night I've been hanging on to the past. Is this making sense?
Yes, I do understand. It's the same for me. That's what my horses are about. A new start. Building something that's just mine. Something that's just up to me.
Exactly. I've been staying at Emmerdale because of my memories of Jackie, and now it's time to move on.
And you would want to make a long-term commitment?
Oh, yes. Look, I was interested when I thought it was just a stable hand. But what you said about involvement in the business, I really want to do it now, Kim.
Right. Well, let's have a look at the stables. Get down some details, OK?
Yeah, great.
Rachel!
Tate's haulage. No, she's not available. Look, just who is this? Well, I'm speaking for her, and I can tell you she has no comment to make. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
You just won't leave me alone.
So what's it all about? Your mother's trial? Listen, why don't you take the rest of the afternoon off?
I'm fine, Chris, honestly.
Nonsense. Sharon can look after reception for you. And you do look like you could do with some time away from that phone.
Well, if you're sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Off you go. Oh, and Rachel, put that idiot out of your mind. And found someone else to pacify tomorrow.
See, we never have any chance to be by ourselves. Living up there with you, it's like we're trapped. No, I think we should move out.
And what alternative do you propose? The pair of you struggling to make ends meet in Demdike.
Look, Dolly's been very reasonable about the rent.
That's the life you see for my daughter, is it? An unmarried mother living on favours.
Mrs. Feldman, I want to get married to Elsa. I've always wanted to get married to Elsa. It was you that stopped us.
I only wanted to give Elsa time to think.
Or was that your way of saying you wanted us to split up?
Yes. That's partly true. Well, if Elsa wasn't serious about you, then I had no wish to see her continue the relationship.
Well, it's like you may have got your way after all.
But you're forgetting one thing, Nick. Well, this period has given Elsa time to think. But it's given me time to think, too. About you. And to tell you the truth, I'm impressed by your seriousness. Well, I still can't sanction your living together at Demdike. But now I do think you'd make a very good husband for Elsa. And if you want my advice, I think you should ask her to marry you as quickly as possible and then take up that offer on Demdike.
Good grief. Amos? What have you been doing?
Oh, Mr. Wilkes.
What on earth have you been up to?
I thought I'd have a bit of a clear out, a bit of a spring clean.
Well, apart from the fact that it's autumn, it's usual to clear things away after you've had a clear out.
I'll do it. I was just having a bit of a sit down.
Sit down, nothing. You were fast asleep. You've worn yourself out.
Nay, just a little rest. I'll carry on in a minute or two.
You'll do no such thing. You just sit there and I'll clear things away.
If you'd allow me to do more in bar, I'd not get so bored. Any road, you've let everything get filthy whilst I've been poorly. It's not what I'm used to, Mr. Wilkes. Not what I'm used to at all.
You ought to try and find something sensible to do. You need to occupy your mind.
Come on, sweet, let's have a look at you. Come here. Oh, you're looking much better. Listen,
You told me there was nothing wrong with Clement.
Mrs. Graves, I'm with another patient. If you wish to discuss Clement, please take your place in the queue.
Clement's ill. He's really ill. You have to see him.
I am sorry, Mrs. Graves. You must make an appointment with the receptionist.
What do I have to do to get through to you? You must see Clement now. He's dying.
Afternoon, Ken.
Harriet.
Mrs. Sutton, Harriet Buchan. I haven't got much time. I'm due back in court in 30 minutes, so let's get on, shall we? Right. When you left the wool pack, you knew you were over the limit, is that correct?
Yes.
You simply drank and got into the car without thinking of the consequences.
Well, I suppose...
Do you make a habit of drinking and driving?
No.
So that was out of character?
Yes, I was upset.
Why were you upset?
I'd had a row in the pub, the wool pack.
With whom?
With Pete Whiteley.
The man you later killed?
Yes.
What form did this row take?
We exchanged words.
Is that all?
And I slapped his face.
Do you make a habit of slapping people's faces in public houses?
No.
So that was out of character too?
Yes.
Now, the police have established that you were travelling home at 45 miles an hour, which is rather fast for the conditions, don't you think?
I suppose it was, yes.
Do you normally drive so fast along narrow country lanes?
No.
So that was also out of character?
Yes.
And then after you hit Mr. Whiteley, you drove off without stopping to render assistance?
Yes.
And I take it that's also out of character? So, in the space of 2 hours, you acted out of character no less than 4 times. Come on, Mrs. Sugden. 1 lapse in a night, perhaps 2, but 4? They weren't lapses at all, were they? They were your normal reaction to any situation.
Oh.
Foolhardy, uncaring, and reckless. Precisely the charge that's held against you.
There he is. Poor Clement.
Clement, here, boy. Here, boy. Good boy. Let's have a look at you. Good boy. Well, he's hardly dying, Mrs. Graves. Now, I'd be really grateful if you just take Clement home and please stop wasting mine and everyone else's time.
He's sick. He could hardly walk here. You must examine him again. Please.
Hello, Sally. At it again, are we? Oh, come on now. Take Clement home, eh?
Thank you, Mrs. Sugden.
Thank you.
See you in court, Ken. Looks like the old Grace of God routine, eh?
Looks like it.
Don't worry, you'll be fine.
I thought she was meant to be on my side.
I think we'd better get you a cup of tea.
You sure you don't mind giving Sam his tea?
Of course not.
Right. In that case, I'll be off then.
But Dolly, you can bring him here, you know.
Who?
Whoever it is you're taking so much trouble over.
That obvious, is it?
Don't get me wrong. I'm really pleased for you. But you needn't go herring down to Demdike all the time. You do have a home here, and it's yours to use as you wish.
Yes, well, it's a bit complicated, though.
None of my business. And God knows, Frank and I don't bear that close an investigation, do we? It's just nice to see you so excited.
Oh, thanks, Kim. Yes, I am. Don't know where it's leading to, but to tell you the truth, I don't think I actually care.
I do assure you, Mrs. Sugden, she is good. Very good. So, now you know what it's going to be like in court.
What did she mean by the grace of God routine?
Ah. Well, how shall I put this? To be frank, Mrs. Sugden, your best defence, well, the best defence of anyone, really, on a charge of reckless driving, is to hope that the jury is composed of people who will all see themselves in your position. There, but for the grace of God, go I.
I see.
You see, once you've admitted you were guilty of drunk driving, it's very difficult to prove you weren't driving recklessly as well. So your best hope is that the jury will sympathise with you.
Why should they? Why should anybody sympathise with me? They should find me guilty, they should.
No, Mrs. Sugden, now please calm down. You've just been worked over by Harriet Buchan. It's not surprising you feel this way, but remember, she'll be on your side in court.
But what can she do? She's just proved that I haven't got a defence.
She wanted to see for herself what you're like under pressure, how well you'll stand up to the prosecution. And I know you may not feel like it now, but you did very well.
Poor Sally. She's known at every vet's for miles, does us all in turn. You cope with her very well, Zoe. I've known much more experienced vets than you be taken in by her.
She's not well, Martin, you know that, don't you? She's ill.
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
Oh, she's obsessive about that animal.
Yes, well, gives her something to do. It doesn't do any harm, just uses up a bit of time. Oh, it's irritating, I know. Yes, it's also rather sad.
Yeah. Shouldn't we do something?
Well, because Sally's concern for her dog is a symptom of something else.
Well, isn't it?
Oh, yes, of course it is. Lots of people live through their pets, Zoe. Sally isn't the first. She certainly won't be the last.
Yes, but...
We're not psychiatrists, Zoe. We're vets. We don't probe into the psychological inadequacies of pet owners. We can't help us. We'd be here all night if we did. We just mend broken animals, that's all. That's known as lesson number 640. Maintaining your professional distance.
Has anything happened?
Joe's not expecting your mother back till tea time.
Has anything else happened?
Like what?
Doesn't matter.
There was a phone call for you first thing this morning. But I expect you know about that.
Was it from a journalist? He phoned me 3 times at work. Chris Tay had to go on in the end, try and frighten him off. I don't think it's worked.
What on earth are they pestering you for, so I don't understand. I told him you couldn't tell him anything about the accident, that you weren't even there.
He didn't want to know about the accident. He wanted to know about me and Pete Whiteley.
Gracious, now what? I'm having a clear out, Mr. Wilkes. Dear, dear, dear. I never cease to wonder at your ability to amaze me. You spend half the morning wrecking the back room, now you take on the cellar. Has it ever occurred to you that this sort of activity is not the best possible cure for somebody recovering from a stroke? I can cope. Any road, I've got naught else to do, have I? So I thought I'd make a start on clearing out cellar. I've been meaning to do it for years. Heaven only knows what other rubbish is lying around down there. It will give me great pleasure to dispose of it all.
Penny for them?
They're not worth it.
Kim tells me you spent most of the afternoon asking about the job.
Yeah.
She also tells me that she'd offer it to you.
And it's very good of her, Chris.
Look, you obviously don't know Kim very well. She offered you the job because she thinks you'd be right for it, and no other reason.
It is difficult for me, Chris. You do know that, don't you?
Well, of course I do. So does Kim, don't worry. We do understand the pull of Emmerdale.
They've been so good to me. Through everything, they've stuck by me.
And if you left now, it'd be as if you were betraying them.
Sounds stupid, doesn't it? When something like this is on offer, a chance of a job with real prospects, a chance to really build something, whereas at Emmerdale I'll always be little more than the hired help.
It doesn't sound stupid. And I might not like it, but I can live with it. So don't worry about telling me that you're sticking at your job up there, because I do understand, all right?
But that's not what I'm telling you, Chris. And that's what I'm finding really difficult right now. Wondering how to break the news to them that I'm leaving.
Oh, Lord, not again. Took me hours to tidy up this afternoon.
Oh, well, I found all sorts of interesting bits and pieces down there.
Well, I thought the idea of a clear-out was that you actually clear things out. Not just move them from one place to another. Looks like a load of junk to me, anyway.
Well, some of this may be junk, Mr. Wilkes, but some of it may prove to be very valuable. Very valuable indeed.
Oh, you think the box is valuable, do you?
I'm not talking about box, I'm talking about what's in it.
Crown jewels?
Pearls of a different kind, you might say.
Eh?
But please do not press me any further on its contents, because my lips must remain sealed for now.
Ah, I'll get back to the bar then. At least you haven't tried to spring clean that yet.
Oh.
Ma said you were back.
Yeah, Mr. Trafford gave me a lift.
So how was it? How was the barrister?
She was, good, I suppose. Not quite what I expected, but good.
A woman barrister?
Yeah.
And what's she like?
Well, she was younger than I expected, Scottish.
What'd she say about your defence? What's she going to do about it?
We didn't really get down to that.
But you're away all afternoon.
She gave me a taste of what the prosecution is going to be like when I get to court.
Yeah, well, that's sensible, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm sure she knows what she's doing, love.
Oh, Joe, it was terrible.
All right.
If that's a sample of what they're going to do in court, I don't think I can face it. I can't.
Of course you can.